Happy Friday from the X1039 studio. It's Kate.
In Colorado Springs.
Beautiful Colorado Springs.
I'm Shawn, by the way.
And Kate with Music in Motion, What's New Now for Friday. This is where we kind of recap the week in music. A lot happens throughout the week, and we can barely keep up with it. So,
yeah, we figure, if you don't have time to keep up with music news, or if you're not seeing it all the time in your feeds, on your socials or whatever, this is a quick way to just kind of get a rundown.
Yeah, of what we're excited about this week. So we're going to talk about 21 Pilots. We're going to talk about the Killers teaming up with Bruce Springsteen, Soundgarden, Rob Halford. We're going to cover a lot for today. Remember to subscribe, rate, review Music in Motion to get notified of new episodes every week. Okay, so this week, 21 Pilots was like, you want shows? You want shows? Well, I'll give you shows.
Nobody can argue how great this is.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be a 21 Pilots fan to go, wow, that was cool.
Yeah, 21 Pilots announced, it's called 21 Pilots Town Takeover. So it's basically 5 cities, Denver included. So we're just right down the street in Colorado Springs. So we're going to be partying in September. They're going to play 4 shows all in 1 week in September, starting at a very small venue, the Bluebird, and then they're going up and up from there. So they're going to do, Bluebird, which is very small, and then the Ogden, which is a little bit bigger, but still intimate. And then they're going to do the Mission Ballroom, even bigger, and then Ball Arena, which is, of course, the big finale for the week.
I like running through my mind the bands that I've seen at those venues, except for I haven't been to the Mission Ballroom yet. It's newer, but just the legendary bands that I've seen over the years, and just now going to add 21 Pilots to that. Mm-hmm. And maybe all okay. I don't know if I'll get to go to all. I don't know if I'll get to go to any.
Yeah.
But super pumped about that. And I don't know about you, I have been hit up by 4 of our coworkers about how they're going to get in on this show. And I'm like, good luck.
Yeah.
Can we talk Soundgarden?
Yes, please.
And the little bit of drama that has been happening between the guys of Soundgarden and Vicky Cornell, which is Chris Cornell's widow. Starting in March, I think it was, they started this back and forth over who should have control over Soundgarden's website and socials. You don't think about that stuff when someone like Chris Cornell passes away or leaves us, right? Mm-hmm. You just don't really think about it. For me, I automatically thought, of course, Soundgarden would have control over that, right? The rest of the band. But no, they had to fight Vicky for it, Vicky Cornell. They finally came to an agreement, and so there's peace in Camp Cornell, which I'm really happy about, because I think as fans, you just kind of get sad about all of that. You don't want that fighting going on at all. So
especially over that kind of thing.
Right. It seems like just
your
a
Twitter password.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the agreement is hey, his memory is going to be honored continually, as well as we're going to continue on with band news and updates and all of that. So I think that was the issue, is she and her family wanted to make sure, his family, that his memory was being honored within those entities.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And so it's good to know that both will happen.
But it's also cool to know that now when you're looking at those socials and the website, that it's the band. Oh my God, Kate, can we talk about the boss again?
Yeah. Is this week 2 in a row where we're talking about the boss? Because, of course, not too long ago, Bruce Springsteen teamed up with one of my favorites, Jack Antonoff and Bleachers, for that song Chinatown.
I mean, it's been a while, Kate.
Yeah, but I have to get my Bleachers update in. I told you last week, I'm going to see if I can do it every week.
Okay. But this time we're adding in the Killers.
Yeah, he's kind of, this is the thought I had when this song came out. So basically the Killers did a reimagining of their song, A Dustland Fairy Tale. That's from Day and Age, their album. And so they reimagined it with Bruce Springsteen now on it, and just simply called it Dustland now, they shortened it. It's gorgeous. We have it on our website at 1039rxp.com. This is what I thought of, though, when he was on another, Bruce Springsteen teamed up with another band. It's like he's our music dad, and he's doing all these projects with his music kids. Is that weird?
Well, I mean, I'm older than you, so it's hard for me to think of Bruce as my dad, more as like my sexy future ex-husband. But that's just me, Kate.
Ex-husband.
No, it's a beautiful song, and the post from Brandon Flowers on the Killers' sites, and I think maybe on his or whatever, about the song is really emotional, and it's proof that he is quite the storyteller, by the way, because he goes through this whole story about last year getting a text and he didn't know who it was from. And it was like,
when I
let's
saw
do
that, I was like, wow, what is this life they have?
Right, humble bragging. It turned out that he'd gotten a text from the boss, from Bruce Springsteen, but he hadn't saved his number in his phone. Like,
That's what I mean.
Wow. Like, what the heck? Definitely go hit up their socials to read that story for yourself. It's too long for us to sit here and read to you. I encourage you, if you get a break, just to go read the story about the song and his mother. And it's moving. I was like,
And it really adds even that much more when you hear the song.
For sure.
So, Shawn, there's apparently only 57 songs that exist that have ever went diamond, certified diamond. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what that meant until this week, to be honest.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It is 10 times platinum, which means 10 million sales of the song.
Correct.
And AWOL Nation became the latest one to get that with their song Sail.
Do you remember, I mean, now it's lightened up a little bit, but there were just so many years that you couldn't turn rock radio, alternative radio on without hearing that song.
And that song, the weird thing about that song is Aaron Bruno was actually talking about how it was like an experiment for him. He just wrote it in the hopes of just playing it for his friends and family and not really sharing it with that many people. And then it turned into what it is, which is wild.
Can you name one of the other songs that are diamond?
Bruno Mars has the most. I know that. He has like 5 songs certified diamond, which is wild. Yeah.
I had no idea. Are you serious?
Yeah. But congrats to AWOL Nation. That's pretty wild. 10 million. And that's, I think, the funniest thing about seeing the list of songs is it's all of these like huge, like top 40, Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, and then AWOL Nation Sail right in there. I love to see it.
So there's diamond songs, but then there's diamond albums. That's a whole other topic. Maybe we can do a whole other episode on that. How does that sound?
Yes.
Speaking of rock and roll, metal, all that jazz, Judas Priest, Rob Halford. This caught my attention on Instagram the other day, and I was like, what does this mean? I now know. Okay, so we'll just jump right into it. So he was given the honor of being named a colonel by the governor of Kentucky.
What does that mean?
Exactly. I mean, it's just the biggest, like, WTF, oh my God, really? Why? And so basically, being named a colonel in Kentucky is like being knighted in England. It's like a huge honor, and it has nothing to do with like being military. That's why there's Colonel Sanders.
Is that? Oh,
he wasn't necessarily a colonel. He's just a highest honor of you're a great guy from the state of Kentucky. And for some reason, Rob Halford has been recognized as that. And he was so gracious and grateful and posted about it on his Instagram. If you do not follow the metal god, Rob Halford on Instagram, please do. He loves cats. He posts a lot of stuff dressed like a cowboy. No, not the musical, maybe, but actual cats. But I love Rob Halford. He's my big gay crush. I've said that for years. And so I just want to throw that out there. Colonel, I don't know. Can you say
Sir Colonel?
Sir Colonel.
Okay, so this week we got another song from this Mouse Rat album that's coming out, which of course is the fictional band from the show Parks and Recreation, which...
Is it the actual actors in the band, or is that not real?
It's at least Chris Pratt.
He really sings. Okay.
And then this week, so we've been getting all these new songs released over time before the album's out in August. And this week, Jeff Tweedy from Wilco, of course, he was in the show as the lead singer of the band Land Ho that they were trying to reunite. He released a song as his name is Scott Tanner in the show this week. It's called Cold Water featuring Duke Silver.
So there's saxophone?
Nick Offerman as Ron Swanson as Duke Silver playing the saxophone.
Is it him really playing saxophone?
Probably not. I imagine that one.
He's really talented.
Yeah. So this is... Parks and Rec is my favorite show of all time. But this is weird to me that they're doing this.
It is weird.
Because all of this announcement stuff about the album is in the middle of all of this like new music news. And it's just weird to see. Like, I get why they're doing it. It's a 10-year anniversary of the biggest like moment of the show and also the creation of the song.
But it feels weird that
5,000 Candles in the Wind.
It feels weird that they're making a Parks and Rec universe, so to speak.
Yeah, it is.
Is the cult of it at that point now? Like, has it been around long enough that there's already this deep cult of, Parks and Rec universe? Do you know what I'm saying?
For sure. I think this would have been gangbusters like 6 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it was at least ending, you release something like this because it's a cool thing. And like I said, I'm obsessed with Parks and Rec, but
I blame COVID. And honestly, like, this probably started, when there was nothing else going on. And then it's just snowballed. And then they're probably like, well, we've come this far. Well, guess we better keep it up. So if anyone from this whole camp, anyone in this camp wants to talk to us about it, hit us up, and we will interview, and you can tell us the whole story. How does that sound, Kate?
I would be so down.
So speaking of new music, should we get into actual real?
Yeah, real music.
Okay, all right.
A couple songs before we wrap up to check out this week that should be on your radar. There's a song that Milky Chance just released, and it's called Colorado. Woo!
Woo!
It's really cool.
So good.
The lyrics are, I get high like Colorado. So
I get high like Colorado. They were doing a live Instagram live from Berlin, I believe, yesterday, and I kind of jumped in on the tail end of it because Summer was actually watching it, and it's just they seem so excited about this whole thing. So, and of course, they're going to be coming here. The end of the year
in December. So can you imagine that song here in Colorado?
No, people are gonna lose their minds.
We're gonna go nuts. Also, another one I want to throw out to listen to this weekend, Gang of Youths released a new song this week. It's really good. It's called The Angel on 8th Avenue. And then my third one is Sloth Rust released a new song this week.
Good.
It's called Once More for the Ocean. I love Sloth Rust. Super, super cool band. I remember, they played here a few years ago.
The Black Sheep.
It just tore that place apart.
But this song is really upbeat for them.
It is, yeah.
So in case you missed it, Tyler, the Creator, gave us a new song called Lumberjack. And so all of a sudden, now we know a new album is coming next week, Kate. So there's that. Next week.
He's like, here you go.
Just like that. I also want to alert you to this band. They're called Unto Others, and they just got signed to Roadrunner Records. They have a new single out. They dropped it on Thursday. It's When Will God's Work Be Done? Now, Andy and I have immediately fallen in love with this band, and they are, to describe them, a cross between like Killing Joke and Sisters of Mercy, but like with a modern twist. And they're from Portland, Oregon, I believe. But they are amazing. All right. And they used to be called Idle Hands, and they had to change their name because of copyright issues. So now they are known as Unto Others. And again, congratulations. They just got signed to Roadrunner Records, which is
That's a big deal.
Yeah, any band would be so thrilled to be on that label. So with that, backtrack a little bit. Check them out. Trust me. Their last album came out in 2019 under Idle Hands, and it is called Mana. But if you search it out in your streaming services or wherever, you're probably going to find it under Unto Others. Cate, trust me. Please go listen to this band.
Okay.
They're going to blow your mind because they have this weird new wave, like 80s new wave sound that's like dark goth, and then a little bit of metal. I just can't explain them. They're so good. There's my spiel. I'm done. I'm out of here.
I'm adding them to my weekend playlist.
All right.
All right. And that's it for Music in Motion. What's new now for this week? Happy Friday, everybody. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to Music in Motion to get notified of new episodes.
And WOM. You don't know what that is? That's word of mouth, Cate. Oh. Tell everybody about it. Use your mouth.
I was like, what do you mean?
Spread the word.